Hey there, Richard from No Pants Profits, and welcome back to this review of the, not clickbait, you might have thought that was clickbait, the Carnival Scarlet Oasis Celebration Great Value brand cruise ship. Really, this ship is a combination of Carnival, Royal Caribbean, well, their Oasis class specifically, Virgin Voyages. You'll see a lot of DNA there, as well as a lot of Walmart thrown in. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start our tour at what I think is the most unique place on board this ship, and the place they nailed the absolute best. The real name of the ship is the Carnival Celebration, but I'm going to show you where the DNA comes from. Look, there's Walmart DNA. There's kids running around a bit unsupervised. It's going to get a little crazy, but I show you this all in real time, unedited. There's the private adult area. There's the food, which is very much inspired by Virgin Voyages. And then you also have the different sections of the ship that are very much inspired by the Oasis class ships from Royal Caribbean. And yes, there's just that number of people on board. And we generally start these tours where you get on the ship. But like I said, I want to start it at the area I think is best executed on the Carnival Celebration, which is actually their Lido Deck. I am on deck 14, and their Lido Deck is up on deck 16. So we're going to go out on the Lido Deck, take a look at what's quite a bit different, and why I think it's the best Lido Deck on any ship, and we'll take a look at the rest of the ship and see how it compares. So we're going to go out to the Lido Deck, right here. Now we do have a lot of music on the Lido Deck, so we're going to talk over the music. But one of the first things you've got out here is actually a two-story double-decker bar. And this double-decker bar is not a normal bar, it is actually a Tiki Bar. And they serve very good Tiki cocktails here. Thing is, they'll creep up on you fast. They've got tropical mules, they've got here. Let's just take a look at the menu real quick. All kinds of different drinks, cocktails, Mai Tai, Navy Grog, Blue Hawaiian, Shark Tooth, Zombie and Jet Pilot and Scorpion are the three strongest drinks on the ship. Now, unfortunately, they do actually serve it in pool-safe glasses because we are on the pool deck, so they can't have really cool glasses or anything like that, which is a little bit sad, but, you know, pool-safe glasses it'll be. And they've even got a great design over here, which is kind of like a classic Tiki design, and I really wish they served the drinks like they were shown right here. You see, we got them being shown in really nice glasses and stuff like that. This is the Tiki Bar, the Red Frog Tiki Ale, which they didn't have this one on this cruise. But you'll see even the garbage cans are themed and everything like that. And like I said, this is a two-story Tiki Bar. The best pool bar, hands down, the best pool bar I've ever seen on a cruise ship. And if you look back, I have been on a lot of cruise ships. And you know, the pool bar is always a big detractor, a big issue for a lot of people is getting a drink at the pool. Never an issue here. Plenty of capacity and really good and really strong drinks. If you haven't checked out my the little video seeing how quickly I could drink through my daily allotment on the Carnival drinks package, the answer is 14 drinks and pass out. Sorry, spoiler alert. But here's another thing that, you know, they never really get right by the pool. A lot of these companies, you know, have always had burgers and hot dogs out by the pool. Strangely, Carnival, on this Carnival Celebration, does not have burgers and hot dogs out by the pool. We're a little past it closing right now, but this is open for breakfast and for lunch. And this is actually the Cantina. And this is like a kind of a Chipotle kind of place, which makes tacos and burritos and stuff like that. It's a Chipotle kind of place out by the pool. But that's not the most unique thing. Now, I will tell you some of the most unique pool eats I've ever had before I set foot on this ship were on the Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady and Valiant Lady. Because what did they do? They put a whole Asian bun station and all this other stuff and spicy popcorn and things out by the pool, which were a little bit more unique. Well, Carnival, I think, took it one step further, which is kind of cool. They took it one step further, and they put 3 different stands out here that change their food every single day. This is, if you're only watching the first 5 minutes of the video, come on this ship for the Tiki Bar #1, and then come on this ship for street eats. Now, they've got 4 street eats. One of them is not included. It's on all the Carnival ships. It's the Seafood Shack. So you got the Seafood Shack right here. That's on all the Carnival ships. It's good. It is an extra charge, so just be aware. Seafood Shack, good, but extra charge for your items. Now, what is included is this is all three. One of these is called Thyme Fries. It's got carbonara fries today with pulled pork, barbecue burnt, and bacon, roasted garlic, and Alfredo sauce. We've got Steam Dream, which today has Shanghai pork dumplings. And this changes every single day. I think that's important. I can't get in there right now. But it changes every single day. We've been on for 7 days, and they've had something different every single day. I wonder on a transatlantic if there's something different. This is Mad Sizzle, which has stir-fried beef with onions, peppers, tomatoes, soy sauce, and fried potatoes. And let's go ahead and get a pork dumpling real quick. Just one. So this is my friend. This is my favorite one of them, the Steam Dream. And there's the pork dumpling. Thank you. And no card needed, all inclusive. And like I said, what's really cool is it will literally change every single day what they're offering. Now you'll see we've also got a lot of seating out here. A lot of covered seating. I think that's the important thing because, you know, a lot of these Lido decks have a lot of covered seating. It is right now 4 p.m. on the last sea day. It is very, very loud out here. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our nice little bao bun right here, steamed dumpling, and we're going to bring it into the quieter area right here. Now, since we are on a Lido deck, what are you going to find on a Lido deck? Well, what you find on all Lido decks, a buffet. Now, if you've been on the Oasis, we're talking about why we're comparing this to the Oasis. This is a 6,500 passenger ship. I have not tried this one yet, but let me try this real quick. Sorry. Let's see how this guy is. I'm not actually trying it yet. That is exceptional. Talk about where I ate for lunch earlier. But, since I just finished that, take a look. These are some of the different items that were available from those street eat stalls throughout the whole week. All right, so going back to it, we are in the Lido, and we are at the buffet right now. Now you might say, okay, you're in the Lido, you're at the buffet. All these cruise ships have buffets that people put their grubby hands all over, transmitting germs, and that's how the GI and the illness spread. But, you know, they do have a buffet. Brutal honesty, they do have a normal buffet up here. And nothing crazy, just a normal buffet, you know, you got tongs, you got all that. But here's what's cool. You know, I hate to sound like a Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, but, you know, if you've been on Virgin Voyages, Virgin has a lot of live action. They have buffet where you kind of go up, you pick up, but they also have a lot of live action stations where they're making the food for you in real time. And what's cool is the Carnival celebration has a bunch of these live action stations right back here. Just got a drink of water here. A bunch of these live action stations right here. Now, they are not open right this second, but they've got, I'll walk you through some of them. They have shawarma every single day that as you order it, that shawarma is cut and right off the spit, right off the shawarma spit. They've got shawarma that's cut every single day. You've got beef and you've got chicken shawarma. You've got gelato. They're making fresh gelato every day, and they have the gelato machines right there. They're making the gelato for you right there. So yeah, that was a traditional buffet, but this is a little bit different. So these are the stations in the back where they have shawarma, they have hot dogs, they have all of that. Yes, you still go up and order them, but they're actually prepared for you fresh. So you got, this is, just peek at the gelato machines real quick. There's some gelato machines back there. They make the gelato nice and fresh. You've got the shawarma sticks. You'll see right back there is where they make the shawarma. And you got the hot dogs, and that stays the same. That's the same for lunch every single day. But where you really have the changing food is you have it outside. And you know, you're saying, I know, you're all saying, you're like, okay, it is, well, let me find what time it is. Whoa, it's 4:15. Where does one go eat when the main buffet's closed? Well, we just went to that Street Eats, which I said has something different every day. So it's a really novel concept, but they also have some unique branded restaurants on board. Now, what do I mean by branded? Well, they have some big star power. Carnival's actually done a great job with licensing. They've got some licensing with Shaq. They've got licensing with Guy Fieri. They've got licensing, I was super impressed, we'll talk about this later, with their Family Feud set. Their Family Feud set literally looks like it's from the television show, because it probably is. But the next place we're going is right behind the buffet. It's called Shaq's Big Chicken. Now to understand, Shaq's Big Chicken is included as well. So you'll see we've got Eat Life to the Fullest. Can you dig it? And we have Shaquille O'Neal from Shaq's Big Chicken right here. And you'll see it's not a buffet. It's you go up and they'll serve you. This is included as well. So Shaq's Big Chicken's included. They got the Shaq Daddy, the Big Aristotle, the Shaq Attack. They serve both breakfast and lunch here. And breakfast goes, like they know their casino players don't wake up till late. Breakfast goes until 3 p.m. Because yes, chicken and waffles at 3 p.m. is the right way to do things. Now, something in all these new ships, these new mega ships that are being built, whether it's Oasis class, which we're kind of comparing here, or it's Virgin Voyages, or MSC, or all these other classes of ships, they're all deciding to do something, or the Quantum class from Royal Caribbean, they're all deciding to do something very different in the back of the boat, which makes elevators difficult and things like that. What's nice is Carnival's just pretty much left it be, other than building a pool back here. So they built a pool back here, but other than building a pool back here, they just kind of let it be there, and they got a pool, they got a bar, and it's realistically just kind of the Lido seating. So it's really nothing too crazy, pretty normal. Keeps all the elevators in the places where they belong. If you've been on some of these other newer ships, the elevators are not in the places where they would generally logically be, a forward and midship and an aft elevator. Sometimes there's only 2 sets of elevators. And trust me, we'll get to elevators on this ship in a minute because I got some elevator problems of my own that I want to talk about. But we've also got a bar back here. And kind of a staple of Carnival is the self-service ice cream. So you got self-service ice cream, which sadly is no longer 24 hours a day. I think it closes at about midnight now. They've got a couple of these all over the ship. We'll walk by some of them. But this is the Swirls ice cream. And realistically, that is deck 16 of the Lido deck. Now the thing is, there's more to the Lido, well this is the one that's called the Lido deck, but there's more to the Lido section than just deck 16. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up to deck 17. And I think the next place we're gonna visit is not gonna make much sense. Because on most Carnival ships, it's actually not here. It's actually closer to the real one, what I'm going to show you. But if we go up to deck 17, oh, it's actually in the middle. Let's jump up to deck 17. Unfortunately, we don't have stairs back there. So we're going to jump up to deck 17 and talk about a section on deck 17. I'm still learning this ship. It's a big boy. Again, it's like the Oasis class ships. It's not a little ship in any way, shape, or form. So let's go up the stairs to deck 17 in the back. Now, there are kids on this ship. We're going to go to an area that's free of kids in a minute. And a lot of people will say, okay, that's the unique selling proposition of Virgin, is that there's not kids. I agree, but Virgin's also 5 times the price that you'd have to pay to get on a Carnival cruise. Yes, gratuities are included. Yes, this, that, and the other, but it's its own animal. So we're gonna get up to the roller coaster and all that fun stuff in a minute. Let's walk along the side of this deck. So we are now on deck 17. We went up one deck. We are still in the Lido section, but we did actually go up one deck here. So you'll notice there's plenty of deck chairs. If you wanted to sit on the deck or anything like that, there's plenty of deck chairs. But we are heading to something up here that's a little bit strange to find up here. And that's something that we've looked at in all these Carnival tours so far. And we'll talk about why we've looked at it. But we are headed towards where the kids club area is, but we're not going to the kids club. If you do have kids, hey, the kids club can take good care of them for you. I like the kids club because if the kids are there, they're not running around the ship. So that's why I am a fan of the kids club. And we're gonna keep walking. Hopefully, oh, forgot something. On our way to that area we're going, this is another food place you can go. This is Guy's Burgers. Another branded food place, kind of like we saw Shaq's Big Chicken. This is included. There's a toppings bar and everything like that. And what's really cool is they are actually smash burgers. So they're not those frozen patties you'll see. They actually smash the burgers live. Line moves really quick. It's prepared for you. So exactly how you want your burger prepared. And again, this is included. Other than the seafood shack so far, nothing that we've talked about is actually an upcharge on board, which is kind of cool. But we were headed in a certain direction, and I want to head back in that direction. And the direction we were headed in is towards the casino. But not the normal casino, the kids' casino. Because every Carnival ship has a Training Wheels casino on it. And you're looking at me like I'm crazy. You're like, what are you talking about? Well, you gotta get the kids addicted to gambling early. So, you know, the kids are already gonna have the status and everything like that. So you might as well get the kids addicted to gambling early. So the best way to get the kids addicted to gambling early is to make a huge, gigantic arcade. So this is the Warehouse Arcade. And this is on deck 17. And this is what I consider to be the children's casino. Now, why do I say that? Because you put money in, but all you can take out is a PlayStation or a, what are those called? The Squishmallows or a dinosaur. Or this is really just a coin pusher. If you're looking at it, the Pearl Fishery. You're just taking out tickets instead of money, and guess what? It's perfectly fine to do that to kids. So, oh God, I said a coin pusher. Look what's right here. These are tokens instead of coins. And this is Angry Birds, but there's Angry Birds slot machines in the casino too. So, yeah. And you know, even if you want to talk about one of the oldest gambling games in the world, you'll see it right here. What is this teaching your kids how to do? This is literally teaching kids. It's called Carnival Cups. It's teaching them how to play 3-card Monte. Call it cups and balls, call it what you will. It's teaching the kids how to play 3-card Monte. I think that's hysterical. But the goal is, if you get the kids started young in these gambling games, which is pretty much what they are, is once they get to 18, guess where they're going? Yeah, they're going to the real casino. This isn't Carnival being stupid. This is Carnival being smart. So they will have these different prizes and things like that that you can get for tickets. But in the end of the day, there's not much of a difference in a real casino and in here. Other than a real casino, you know, you can win money, and in here you win prizes. And yeah. So, and if you are one that likes to find the ducks around, they even have, if you can't find your ducks, they have a duck machine. I got some ducks, so I think it's time to just kind of leave a duck on the duck machine for someone to find, which is kind of a bad idea, but a good idea at the same time. And they even have, like, this is like the money grabby games. As you can get the money grab games. But these are all tickets. These are all, I mean, this is literally Monopoly. This is the same game that's built on Monopoly slot machines. It stopped me from spinning. Swipe card to play. Same game that's built on the Monopoly slot machines on the ship. So, you know, it's all just a casino. That's what you're looking at here, is you are literally looking at a grooming ground for children in the casino. Now, Virgin has an arcade that doesn't give out tickets, but it lets you free play. Just trying to kind of compare them, but you can kind of see the scale of this ship is really Oasis class in its capacity, in its layout, and in everything else like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue out to the second floor of the Lido Deck. We're on the first floor of the Lido Deck. We're continuing out to floor 2 of the Lido Deck, which is going to get us to the second floor of the Tiki Bar. So you see we're right here now at the second floor of the Tiki Bar. And we've got the second floor of the Tiki Bar right here. Plenty of capacity for drinks by the pool. Like I said, Red Frog Tiki Bar and this whole Lido Deck. It's the best designed Lido Deck I think I have ever seen. And you see we've even got a steel drum player out here. for a lot of the day. That's kind of playing his steel drums right there. Playing some copyright-free music. I like it. I like it. Doesn't make YouTube angry. He's just drying off real quick. Gotta blow his nose. He's fighting a cold. Hopefully it's not that cold. We don't say the name of it. We just say that cold. Oh wow, he's got a pretty up-to-date, got foot pedals and everything. Let's get some music going and then we'll walk around the pool so you can kind of see. Because it's quiet. It's never quiet at a carnival pool. And I am correct. So you see we're going to get some poolside tunes right now. And we'll hear those on the way. But our goal is actually to hear those tunes kind of fade away. Because we're headed up to the next point in the ship, which is actually above the Lido Deck. We're on the Lido Deck, but we're going to go above the Lido Deck now, and we're kind of going back in time. Now, what do I mean we're going back in time? You see those whale tails up there? Well, they're not the whale tails. You see those smokestacks up there? Those are actually the original design of the Carnival smokestacks before they went to the very defined whale tail. And what's really cool is on this same ship, you can actually see both the old and the new smokestack design on a single ship, which I think is pretty dang cool. So let's take a look. We're heading up to the adults area. You'll see we can see the pool if we look back, and yes, there's a giant screen. They do movies under the stars and other things like that. Last movie starts at midnight every night, and then you've got the two big satellite balls up there, which I do have to say, while we are up here, the Carnival celebration, I'm not even going to use its fake Carnival celebration of the Scarlet Lady of the Oasis of the Seas of Walmart. The Carnival celebration has the best internet I've ever used on a cruise ship, period. During this sailing, I have uploaded over 100 gigabytes of data from my laptop and from my phones. Best internet I've ever seen, and I mean, if we count the balls, I mean, we got like 5 balls there, 2 big balls back there, and those are all doing internet and TV and telephone and those other things like that. But you can hear behind me, we came from the Lido Deck. This is all done and cut, and the next place we got to go is to where only the adults can go. So in a perfect world, we're not going to see any kids for about the next 5 minutes. I hope for a perfect world. And what's cool is this is included for everyone. I think that's the important thing to understand. This area back here is included for all adults. So you don't have to worry about being in a suite, other things like that. Now, if you are in a suite, there's a separate section right above that is for suites only called the Loft. But the Serenity section is very unique on every Carnival cruise because it's available for all adults to use for no charge or for, you know, the inclusion of your cruise fee. And you'll see there's plenty of loungers. If you saw by the pool, there's plenty of space. You know, a lot of people are like, I can't get a spot by the pool. This ship is full. And you know, you can get a spot by the pool. Every time I've been out by the pool, you can get a spot by the pool. I don't like going out by the pool, but you can get a spot. Now we're going in the adults area. I saw something about 3 days ago that made me very much laugh. We said there's a lot of virgin DNA on this ship, and I mean virgin voyages, not like virgin people. I think these people have had plenty of sex. But what's really funny is you saw the main pool back there. Carnival put in their own pool that's about the size of the pool on Virgin, and it just really makes me laugh because they put this in their adults only area. Beautiful adults only area. See, it's got seating and it's got a pool. This pool is actually larger than the main pool on Virgin Voyages, which makes you just laugh real hard, and has a bigger capacity too. The only thing it's missing is those sunbeds. Has its own bar right here, and you've got your own bar, and you've even got in the adults only section, you've got a salad bar. Now, I am salad intolerant, so the salad bar, which is called Fresh Creations, is right up here on deck. I think we're on deck 17. We're gonna go to deck 18 in a minute. You can see the buffet is closed, and I really think it's an insult to call a lot of what's going on here a buffet because it's so much higher elevated than a buffet. Yeah, there are lines from time to time, but they're not bad. They move quickly. And we're walking again, you've got a whole section up here. If you do look, so this deck is available for everyone. The deck right above is only available, it's called the loft. It's only available if you're staying in a suite, but kids can go up there if they're accompanied by their parents. So here, deck 17, the kids can't go up on their own, but you'll see there's entire sections here. And it's gotten quite quiet. There's not loud blaring music. There's not any of that. And if you do want to look out at the front of the ship, you can look out at the front of the ship on this deck. But what we're going to do is we're going to cross back by the main Lido, and we're going to take a look at, Carnival. Carnival's known as the fun ship. Royal is known as a ship that's got stuff for adults and kids and everything like that. And, Virgin is geared for adults only. This is kind of the Royal Caribbean section of the ship we're going to go to right now. Why is it the Royal Caribbean section of the ship? It's the Royal Caribbean section of the ship because it's where the fun is. Now, Carnival doesn't have a flow rider or anything like that, but believe it or not, Carnival has on board a roller coaster instead of a flow rider. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little walk right across the Lido deck again, and you'll see plenty of pools, plenty of hot tubs. I'm going to turn this around so you can see. Plenty of pools, plenty of hot tubs, plenty of lounge chairs. It is, again, the last sea day, 4:30, but I was out here earlier. Not the same amount of population out here. No problem at all getting a chair if you want to tan. No problem at all getting a chair if you want to sit by the pool or anything like that. And like I said, they've got this great screen. They're doing movies and stuff out, like a lot of the newer ships actually do. But got the adult area in the front, and we got the fun area in the back. And we are walking towards, of all things on a cruise ship, Carnival on this class of ship, which is the Excel class of ship, put a roller coaster. Now, I don't technically see this thing as a roller coaster. It's called a powered coaster. It doesn't actually use gravity at all. It's actually powered all the way through. Basically, there's motors on the thing, and it's basically an electric car on a track. Sorry, Carnival. It's not a roller coaster. It's an electric car on a track. But let's go ahead and let us go on up to deck 18. And on deck 18, we're going to check out the roller coaster. Now, like I said, all the food so far, I've eaten at all the places we've been at so far. Absolutely fantastic. We'll talk about where I went for lunch in a little bit. I will tell you oh, look, I didn't even see this yet. There is yet another set of ice cream machines here. And you've got very vanilla, and chocolate. For a new ship, you'll see there's a lot of stuff breaking. They might want to check their warranty here. These stairs, I've seen multiple sets of stairs actually broken, and they've got stanchions holding it off. The maintenance could use a little bit of work here. But again, we are going up to 18 and the back of the boat. This is where they've got a ropes course. So if you look up, you will see for some reason people want to dangle over the side of the boat. And then you've also got a roller coaster, which we should be able to catch right there. We go. You see the roller coaster coming in right there. Hoping we're gonna get another set of people out on the roller coaster in a minute. But there's the roller coaster coming back into the station. So you have a ropes course, and what you'll notice is we've also got back here in the back of the boat, we've got the iconic whale tail funnel. So they have their older funnels in the front and their newer funnels in the back. I believe we know here, what do we call that? Old funnel in front, new funnel in back. I think that's called a mullet. Don't really know. And you've got also the jogging track right up here. But yeah, you'll see the roller coaster has 2 cars plus an additional car that's like an extra car or a maintenance car. And I'm hoping the roller coaster is going to go off in a minute. But you'll see this is not a gravity-powered coaster. This is actually a powered coaster. So it's actually using electricity to propel it around So technically speaking, I mean, it's called a power coaster, but I wouldn't really call it a roller coaster. Hopefully we'll see the roller coaster go in a minute. Now the roller coaster is $15 per person. So yeah, the roller coaster is $15 per person, and that gives you 2 revolutions around the roller coaster track, and the roller coaster is going right now. So let's see what it was getting ready to go. But while we're waiting for the roller coaster to go, you've also got a whole kiddie section back here, which adults can go into. Oh, there we go. There's the coaster. Again, I'm not really sure I would consider that a roller coaster. I mean, maybe technically so it is, but it's more of a powered vehicle system than a roller coaster. And then you've got back here a whole mini golf course. So like I said, you get 2 rides for $15 per person, 2 revolutions. Oh, there's the second revolution for the first car. And oh, they're getting close. That's probably not very safe. There's no block sections because there doesn't have to be. If they get too close, they just turn the power off. You don't have to worry about block sections like you would on a gravity roller coaster track. But you've got a whole mini golf course back here. Again, mini golf is included. I think the only thing we've talked about that's extra so far is the seafood shack and the roller coaster. And you know, if you did want to buy drinks, you could pay extra to buy drinks as well. Uh-oh. But the bell is going off. And that means it's waterfall. It's up there. Waterfall time. So the power drencher just drenched people. So you have a water park built in here too. This is like a professional level water park. 3 slides, including 1 drop slide. I did the drop slide. Not a fan of drop slides. I did it because I guess I wasn't thinking when I did it. But you've got all these different slides and everything, and you've got a whole water section with all kinds. I don't want to get wet right now, but you got a whole water section with all kinds of different water slides and things like that. And that pretty much, and we've got the entrance for the roller coaster right over here, which you book on the app, and you come during your assigned window you booked in the app. Pretty convenient to do, and you just see, here's the roller coaster car. As you can see it, not very restricting overall, but there's the roller coaster car, or a shell of the roller coaster car. And it just doesn't, that actually looks like a real car. I guess they do have a spare. It doesn't have a motor in it. Just sits on the tracks right there. And you'll see regular hours of operations. All right, so we have finished pretty much on the top deck. We're just gonna continue walking the top deck real briefly. And I'll show you the other side of the ropes course, which literally has a place where you can walk off over the side of the ship. Not really sure why you would do that, but that's some people's idea of fun, I guess. So, I mean, the reality is there's a lot of Royal Caribbean features here. And by Royal Caribbean features, I really truly mean a lot of the fun features of literally a roller coaster going over my head right now. Literally, look, not gonna lie. There's children. But you know what? For the most part, they stay up here and they stay in the kids program. And you don't really see them. I've not found much of an annoyance with the children so far on this cruise. Unless I go looking for problems with kids, I'm not really finding problems with kids. But what we're gonna do right now is we are gonna jump in an elevator and we are gonna head down to the cabin. We're gonna take a look at the cabin because really the ship is divided into the sections. You've got decks 16, 17, and 18, which is the Lido section. And then you've also got the decks 8, 7, and 6, which is kind of the indoor section, even though there are outdoor sections to that indoor section. What we're gonna do right now is we are going to go down the elevator and we're gonna stop by the cabin real quick because we are midship right now. We are, where are we? Yeah, we're in the right place. So we're not gonna take the elevator. Well, let's jump back inside. My camera's very happy to have air conditioning again. We're gonna take the stairs. Assuming we are where I think we are. Yeah, we're on the midship We're gonna take the stairs down from 17, 15. There's a kid. Oh, that's a guy. I thought it was a kid carrying another kid. So we're going down 17 to 16 to 15. Well, this is 16, which is where the Lido Deck is, and starting down on 15. This is all just cabins from 15 down to 9. So I mean, that's where you keep 6,000 people. You gotta have rooms to keep 6,000 people in. So we're now in the cooler part of the ship, and we are walking down the stairs to deck 15 right now. And I am actually, now we're down on deck 14. I am staying in deck 14. It's 4:40 p.m. and I am staying as a guest of the casino. So they're obviously going to put, what they do is they put all that, we're going to talk about the casino a lot in a minute, but they put all the casino guests vertically as close as they can to the casino, because they want you to have a very easy access to the casino over the course of your sailing. But unfortunately, my cabin guy hasn't come yet, and my room is a bit of a mess. So what we're going to do is we are going to use some editing magic right now, and we're going to come back to 14.357 in a few seconds' time. All right, and through some television magic, we are back with the cabin nice and clean. So let's go over the cabin. This is an inside cabin on deck 14, very close to midship. And you'll see once we get in, the first thing is there's this little card, and none of the light switches work. You're just seeing a dark cabin, and you're like, okay, you do have to put your card in for things to work. Now, dirty secret is, seems like on this class of ship, the Excel class, which is the Mardi Gras and the Celebration, it's just a pressure card. It's not doing anything but pressure, so you don't need a special RFID or anything. But you know, if you were to lose your cabin key on the first day, you can put your cabin key thing in there. This, you're replacing your old cabin key in there. I've left this the whole cruise. No one's bothered it, my stateroom attendant or anything like that. That keeps the lights on, but more importantly, keeps the air conditioning on. So if you don't want your room to be hot, keep your air conditioning on the lowest level. You can whoa. It did like a Christmas light dance. That was kind of cool. Never seen that before. Keep your AC on the lowest level there. And yeah, so let's talk about some things in the cabin that are like, I'll tell you, first of all, in the cabin, the Wi-Fi is great. Let's open the door once again real quick. They have Wi-Fi repeaters on this ship literally everywhere. That's because their deck phones, their ship communication phones, are actually using Wi-Fi. So you'll see you've got a Wi-Fi repeater, mere feet, great connection. Had zero issues with this cruise. You're starting to see what my room looks like here. So the other thing of note, let's talk about two kind of negatives. First of all, the refrigerator is not a refrigerator. Let's read this together. Welcome to your mini bar. Just so you know, this is not a fridge or a medical storage area. If you need to store medicine, please let your stateroom attendant know. It goes from 43 to 59 Fahrenheit or 6 to 15 Celsius. So it's cold, not cool. I think that's an important thing to know, is that the fridge is not really a fridge. It's a mini bar. I had a Gatorade in there. It's pretty lukewarm. Actually, here's what's cool. I love gadgets. If you haven't seen my little breathalyzer gadget last one, I actually bring this with me. It's a little temperature gauge. So you see I'm 94. Let's actually see what the fridge is right now, just so you can kind of see. Well, not a fridge. Actually, you know what? There's a warning that says, well, you see right down there. So you just want to go towards the upper side of the fridge. You'll see the difference in your fridge temperature. But that's something they say. Another thing that's kind of alarming here is they did a boat drill earlier in the cruise, one of the port days. I think it was the first port day. Yeah, the boat drill got a little bit too serious. This is literally audio from the boat drill. There's no video because I was still in bed at about 10 o'clock in the morning when this went off.
Deck 3, lobby stairs 6.1, Delta code. Celebration family. An explosion has occurred in our provisions area, located on deck 2. Our team is currently assessing the situation. Our Fleet Operations Center in Miami and the appropriate authorities have been notified as per protocol. For your safety, all guests and crew are asked to stay clear of this area. We will provide you with an update once more information becomes available. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. I must stress, this announcement is for drill purposes only.
Saying there's been an explosion, even in a drill, is probably not something you should bother your passengers with. And we've got little animals that got made every day. And you see today is the last day of the sailing. So we got a nice little animal right there. Now, let's talk about plugs. Well, yeah, let's talk about plugs. You can see right here, we got a USB port right here by the bed. And you even got a little light. And if you keep them separate or together, you've got plugs on both ends, both sides, and lights that are automatic. That's actually really cool. And you've got some buttons here for some accent lighting and some mood lighting. There's no tablet or anything to turn this on and off, but realistically, I'd rather just have buttons than have to grab a tablet. The other cool thing is these end tables right here. They just come off if you need the room, or if they need to combine the bed into one. These little end tables just pop right on off. Now, let's look at the wardrobe. I am packing right now, so the wardrobe is not really in use. And I'm one that likes to live out of a suitcase. That's why I made that packing joke there. They were nice enough to include a microwave here. No, it's not a microwave, it's a safe. But do you have any clue, as being someone who's worked on cruise ships before, do you have any idea how often people call and say, hey, the microwave's not working? A lot of people call and say, hey, the microwave's not working. And we got a little bit more room here, a lot of room actually. There's a significant amount of room in here, especially for Mr. Rubber Ducky. So another cool gadget I brought with me, you could actually get a USB powered ceiling fan if you want. I've got it just running on magnetic hooks because that's what I do. I run to a battery pack, but technically, I didn't even think about this till right now. Technically, I could run it on the light. Oh, wow. New hack for next time I sail on this ship. I can run my ceiling fan on the light. Speaking of things that plug in, it's kind of a negative that there's not USB-C outlets, but I don't think people found the adoption as quick as possible. I mean, Apple went USB-C a while ago, but they do have 1, 2, 4, 5. They have 6 USB-A ports here. So you'll see, you've got 6 USB-A ports. So 4 there, and then 1 by each side of the bed. And you have 3 American outlets. That is glorious. That is fantastic. Because generally I have to carry around one of these guys right here that makes me American outlets and USBs. Again, the only thing I would like more is if it was USB-C, but it's not USB-C, and guess what? I will live with it. But, and I can't even tell you, honestly, how to turn the TV on. I'm a laptop guy. Don't even know where the TV remote is. So, sorry. You got some drawers and a vanity, and the vanity's got a lit mirror. Woo! The interior design's really nice here. And let's go to the bathroom. We are now in the bathroom. Quite sizable, and when I stepped in this bathroom for the first time, I had one concern. As you can see in the mirror, bigger guy. As you can see, the door kind of comes out. But here's what's really cool. They've done some great engineering in this shower. Let me show you the gear down here, because that's really cool. I'm a nerd. I like this. See, when you open it, it actually goes back. So just to wide angle it a little bit so you can see, the door actually goes in, recessed into the shower to give you enough room to move around there. And the other cool thing is they have provided Tide Pod colored shampoo and shower gel. And the nice thing is, we got a little echo in here. I can spin all the way around. I say this is a fat guy. If you want to see this a little bit more in 360, I'm going to be posting a 360 review, but let's give you, if you're a big person, I'm not touching the wall with the camera, I'm not touching the door with the camera, got plenty of room, don't have to worry about a shower curtain sticking to me. The only thing you're probably hearing is some weird echoes because yes, I'm talking to you from inside of a shower. Whoop. And I think we've got some glasses, disposal containers, a little mirror, and do we have one more plug outlet here? Yeah, we even have one more plug outlet there. Doesn't have a USB port, but I guess you really wouldn't need a USB port there. But yeah, other than the fridge not being a fridge, and let's be honest, I didn't put my little measuring thing in until just a couple seconds ago. But other than the fridge not being a fridge, and you know, the real nature of the drill, it's not that bad overall. But now what we got to do, we got to pick up some ducks from the duck bag. Woohoo! It's like DuckTales. Duck bag. Woohoo! And we're going to continue our tour of the lower part of the ship, deck 6, 7, and 8. All right, so leaving the cabin now. Remember, like I said, you want to definitely have an extra room key. You might want to lose your room key on the first day of the cruise if you don't have an extra key, or I think any credit card will work. Keep your air conditioning on, keep your gadgets charging, because that turns off all the power in the room. And we are going to head, after that brief intermission, we are going to head down, down, down to deck 8, 7, 6. Probably going to go 6, then 7, then 8. So we are going towards the midship elevators. Now, we talked about some issues with the ship, some different issues with things that need to be fixed per se, or refrigerators that don't get cold, or announcements that are emergency announcements that are a little bit too real. But one of the things that's really too small on this ship is the elevators. So hopefully, oh yeah, elevators do not sound like that bright of an idea right now. You'll see the elevators are exceptionally tiny, but we might have one. We want to go down. Sometimes it's easier to go up than down. These elevators say that they hold 17 people. I've never seen more than about 10 in an elevator. So it really makes one fear for the lifeboats, because the lifeboats hold 150, the elevators hold 17, the elevator's supposed to be comfortable. Start doing the math, things get real scary real quick. So I'm not doing the stairs. Oh. But you know, I did have a duck fall out of my pocket, so we'll hide that duck real quick. You know what? This might sound like a really bad idea, but I think the problem is we're right around dinner time. The elevators are that big of a challenge, especially if you're talking about wheelchairs. you can realistically fit one wheelchair in an elevator. That is how small they are. I'm hoping I can get in one and show you. But yeah, I mean, they have a lot of them. There's 8 of them in each elevator bank, which on most ships there's normally 6. But they just built these elevators far, far too small. So we've gone from 14 to 11. But while we're here, again, if you're not familiar, people get these little ducks while waiting for an elevator. And you put your little tags on the ducks. You'll see mine says, Richard No Pants. Oh my God. Who would have thunk it? We literally just got an empty elevator going down. That, my friends, calls for a happy dance. But yes, so people hide these little ducks all over. So, I'm gonna put one right there. Very bad hiding spot. Really bad hiding spot. Just saying. But, going down to deck 6. We're on deck 10. This is the dinner rush of about 5:30 because people who have fixed seating dinner are going to fixed seating dinner at 5:30. So this elevator is now a local. Talked about how they keep 6,000 people between deck 14 and deck 9. You're learning that that's a reality now. And that a third of those 6,000 people go to dinner at 5:30 every night. So yeah, ooh, we got a direct flight now. Hey, we're on deck 6. All right.
Deck 6.
Turn it back around. All right, so we are out on deck 6, and we are going to go to exactly where you get on board the boat. So this is exactly where we got on board. I want to show you deck 6, 7, and 8, which are the rest of the accessible passenger decks here. And this is exactly where you get on the boat. They're now taking photos there, but this, when you come onto the ship, you come onto the ship, and you're coming on facing this direction, and one of the first things you will see is this big central area called Celebration Central. And this is treated like a main theater on board the ship, which is kind of weird. Also, there's only seating for a couple hundred people here. There is no ticketing system. There is no anything like that. There's no assigned time to come see these shows. Now, this is about the 5th time they're doing this show, but I guarantee you there is not nearly enough seats for 1/5 of the 6,000 people that want to see this show. They've also done Build-A-Bear Workshop at Sea here. They've done all kinds of other live shows. They did a show that was kind of like a take on the old Epcot shows. If you remember back in the day, I'm talking about Disney. Not Disney Cruise Line, but, you know, like the old Epcot shows that would go around the nations and show you about all the nations. They had a show called One, which We Are One, which I've got a link to, so you can, if you want to check out a little bit of We Are One. But you'll see the other interesting thing is there is no backstage here. Backstage is the ocean. That's the ocean. This is the side of the boat. This is exactly where you come on. So there is no backstage, so they actually have the costumes out in the audience for a lot of the shows, and the actors will actually come out to the audience and change. But like I said, this is where you come on deck 6, and I want to take you to probably my favorite area, section, neighborhood, whatever you want to call it. We'll figure out what they call it. We'll look at a map in a little bit. Area, section, neighborhood of the ship. But you do have to go through some shops first. So just so you want to take a look, they've got some shops for some flip-flops and clothes, and there's a lot of really interesting brand deals here. I don't know, this is probably Harding Brothers, could be LVMH. But you'll see we've got the perfume shop, we've got a bag shop, but my absolute favorite area of the ship right here is actually an airport. And you might say, hey Rich, what do you mean that your favorite area of the ship is an airport? My favorite area of the ship is an airport. I think I was pretty clear there. It's actually called the Latitudes Bar, and it's set up like an airport. It's also really busy right now. But if I go around, you'll see this is the Latitudes Bar. Set up much like an airport. A lot of really interesting and tropical drinks, and the drinks come from all over the world. So if you do take a look, they have a menu that you can go through. You can see the Latitudes bar. And you can see they've got sangria from Tokyo. They got Blues Blue Margarita, which is actually something that's on all the other Carnival ships at the Rum Bar, which is replaced by Tiki Bar here. April Spritz, Old Fashioned, shows you where they all come from. So it's really cool. It's kind of set up like almost like a passport holder, or more a book than anything else, but really travel themed. And here's what's awesome. This whole section here actually changes every night, depending on what's going on. So right now, there's a celebration because it's celebrate time. So it's gonna have the celebration going on right now, but they go to different countries every night, and there are different themed drinks for the different countries, kind of unique things for all the different countries. And then you've even got Emerald's Bistro $13.97, which every single night except for 2 nights of the cruise, so 5 nights of the cruise, they actually feature dishes from different places in the world. So tonight they are going to South America. Now this is an a la carte dining option, so you do actually buy the individual items. And what's cool is these windows up here actually change depending on where you are. So they have, for example, some from Asia and the United States. And even Mexico. But this is open. Emerald's is open for breakfast every day and dinner every day and lunch on port days. And you'll see they have seafood by the weight, very similar to the Seafood Shack, but prepared in more of a Louisiana style. So it's similar to what you get at the Seafood Shack, but more of the Emerald. Yes, that's Emerald from Emerald Lagasse. And they have bound-in sausage bars, po' boys. Yes, you can even get beignets over here. And I will say that this was my favorite of the restaurants. I ate a couple meals here just because I didn't want to be bothered by going to the dining room. Brutal honesty, I have not actually gone to the main dining room for this entire sailing. I know that sounds strange, but I just haven't gone to the main dining room for this entire sailing. Now, another thing you could do, this is not something I did because I booked this cruise so last minute I could not get into this. They have something called the Carnival Kitchen, which is actually right over here. Well, the Carnival Kitchen, where you can actually learn how to cook. So, no, it doesn't want to open. You can learn how to cook here in the Carnival Kitchen. They have all these cooking seminars, things like that. So, I mean, if you go on a cruise, and I guess you don't want to have someone cook for you, you can cook for yourself. Now, like I was saying, there are so many options, which I'm going to show you over the next few minutes. There are so many options that I have not even made it yet to the main dining room. And I'm not going to make it to the main dining room tonight because I've got a lot of included options. You've got Chabang, which we'll talk about. You've got the El Capitan's Pizza, Guy's Pub and Anchor Smokehouse. You've got the chef's table. You've got all kinds of stuff like that. But we've got the Festivale restaurant, but that is the traditional Carnival restaurant. You might say, hey Rich, why do you avoid that Carnival restaurant? Well, because those menus haven't changed in years, and I've got 2 7-day cruises back to back in Alaska. I'm gonna eat those menus in Alaska, so why wouldn't I try some of the different things that are here on the Celebration? So I personally did not go to the main dining room this cruise because I know when I'm in Alaska, I'm gonna be having that food twice in a row. Now the other cool thing is They do have a really cool interactive map here I want to show you. This is an interactive map that shows you where all the Carnival ships are right now. And we can see the Luminosa is the next ship we're going to be on. And if I click right there, that's the Carnival Luminosa. And its next port is in Noumea. But in less than a month, it will be in Alaska. So that's really kind of cool that in less than a month, the ship's going to make it all the way from Australia to Alaska. And that's actually going to be the next cruise ship I'm on board, but not the next trip I'll be taking. If you are watching along, believe it or not, next week I am flying to Egypt. So,
Do the captain! Do the captain! Do the captain!
to the captain. So next week I am actually flying to Egypt and taking a cruise on the Nile River, which is not from a cruise company any of you have ever heard of, but I am taking a cruise on the Nile River in Egypt. But next off, we've got just another one of the main dining rooms, which is the Carnival restaurant, which is another one of the main dining rooms. They have their main dining rooms very scattered. Like I said, haven't eaten in the main dining room. We'll talk about and we'll visit a lot of the different places that we ate. But we've got a very unique venue to the Carnival celebration, which is something we're in right now. It is called the Golden Jubilee. And the Golden Jubilee is kind of a bar and a museum that celebrates Carnival's 50 years. And I think they did a really, really great job here. Give you an example. This Mardi Gras that we're on right now is not the original Mardi Gras. The original Mardi Gras was this right here. Here's a picture of the SS Mardi Gras. And you'll see, remember that funnel from earlier before the whale tail? Hey, look, there's the funnel from earlier. And this is actually glass that was taken from that ship. So you'll see, this is actually a glass bulkhead taken from that ship. And I think it's really cool that it's kind of juxtaposed with a model of the ship we're on right now. So you've got that juxtaposition of old and new, and it really works together here. And you kind of see it's got all the different blueprints and stuff like that. It's a really kind of refined bar. And I think one of the really cool things is they have a lot of the drinks here and the Golden Jubilee that were classic to Carnival in, in its day and nowadays. Like there's a drink that you usually get on the first day of the cruise called the Fun Ship, and you can order that here. Or any of these other kind of really famously well-known drinks, as well as drinks that Carnival has been involved in for a long time. This is something that only exists on this ship. You'll see that you've got all the employees every night. Today is not a formal night. All the employees every night kind of dressing up. It seems like very, I hate to say it, seems a little bit Titanic in nature. Just saying. Seems a little Titanic in nature. I don't mean that any bad or evil way. But yeah, so now we're going to move on. So that was called the Gateway. That's the section that's got kind of that bar, that's got the bar, that's an airport bar and stuff like that. That's called the Gateway. And right outside the Gateway, you got a car that very interestingly was actually brought over here from another ship. And what's really cool is Carnival is actually really good about giving you information should you need it. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, they have these little QR codes on the wall, and if you wanted to know how that 1934 Rolls-Royce got to this ship, maybe, you don't need an internet package to do this, that's what's cool, is it will actually tell you exactly how this Rolls-Royce got to the ship, how they engineered, they took it off of an old ship, what they take it off of, and took it off of the Carnival Ecstasy, and they moved it, they cut out the side of the Carnival Ecstasy, and took it and moved it here to the Carnival Celebration, which is really quite cool. Then, if the kids were not hyped up enough, this is something that's on every Carnival ship, which is called the Cherry on Top, which is actually the candy store, because just what kids need, more sugar. So they even have a gumball machine that really does take quarters. We're one deck below the casino. They got toys, and I really kind of really want to get the Cruiser 1, Cruiser 2 hat because they're funny. So as soon as I figure out how much those actually cost. But you've got candy, you've got Wade candy. Carnival does have a partnership with Dr. Seuss. So they have Dr. Seuss breakfast, which I didn't get to do because I booked this cruise too last minute. But hopefully in Alaska, we're going to get to do the Dr. Seuss breakfast. And you see they've got, they're embracing the ducks. Speaking of which, I've got a lot more ducks in my bucket here. But they are embracing the ducks in a great way. And then they even have, you can buy champagne or flowers or stuff from this shop too. Now, we've even got right here, we've got the coffee shop. Now what I've noticed is most of the time, the coffee shop has an immensely long line, and they do have a grab and go section, but you do have to wait in the long line to pay off the stuff that you grabbed and goed. So it really doesn't make much sense, but the coffee shop literally always has a pretty long line. But if you do want coffee, one of the things at least they tell you that you can get the coffee with a shorter line by going to bar 820 or the Havana bar, which is where we're going to go in just a moment's time. But I want to talk about, he's throwing them out now. I want to talk about something else kind of interesting, is that like the coffee shops, this is Java Blue, like the coffee shops on a lot of the other ships, they do have for purchase a lot of desserts and cakes and donuts and chocolate covered strawberries and cupcakes and cookies and everything like that. But here's where it gets interesting. They have all of these things included. They've got a buffalo cauliflower wrap, chipotle pork wrap, a grilled chicken and cheddar, steak and cheese, which is a Philly cheesesteak, turkey, bacon, and Swiss, calzone, which we'll get to the pizza place in a minute, cheese empanada, beef empanada, and chicken pot pies. And those are all actually included, which is really kind of cool. A lot of people don't realize that because there are so many venues to eat. Like I was sitting here, this is where they do meet for the chef's table. So I am going to post a video on the chef's table, which you'll see linked here. So this is where you meet for the chef's table, and you don't eat a lot before the chef's table. I was feeling a little peckish before the chef's table, and I got me an empanada, and that was included, and that cost nothing there. But right outside of the coffee shop, like we were talking about, you have your view that's available for the show. And here's the problem. These shows have a lot of aerialists, a lot of aerial action and things like that in them. And if you're down here on the 6th floor, which is where we are right now, you can't see the air. Literally cuts off the stage. It's the dumbest design I've ever seen. Now, fortunately, they did realize it was a dumb design, and they put these TV screens. So they've got these TV screens that will show you a live video of what's going on above you. Now, they don't have them above to show you a live video of what's going on below you, but they'll show you a live video down here of what's going on above you. I'm not really even sure where the best place to watch this show from is, but it's a very, I mean, elevators being way too small. We got lucky on that one elevator. Elevators being way too small, and where they decided to put that show, they're both kind of a disaster on their own. But yeah, let's have a drink of water real quick. Sorry. All right, moving on. So yeah, that was just called that neighborhood where that show is, which spans deck 6, 7, and 8. It's called Celebration Central. And of the neighborhoods, it's the worst one. I mean, other than the elevator neighborhoods. But we're leaving Celebration Central, going towards the front of the boat, and we've got the piano bar, which is, there are only two options here. It's either much too popular or much too small. Or as Zoidberg would say, why not both? If you're not in this piano bar 20 minutes before the piano player starts playing, you are not getting a seat, and it is standing room only. Now, I do have a whole video on the piano bar that kind of gives you an idea of what goes on in here, but we're walking in the piano bar right now. You see you got a piano. Unfortunately, the piano bar here doesn't rotate, but on a 7-night journey, every night but one night, which the piano player gets one night off, they are playing live music, playing requests for music, and everything like that, and everybody's singing along, and let's not lie. Why are they singing along? Well, because everybody is very, 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 very well lubricated right there. So enjoy a minute or two of the piano bar here on the Carnival celebration. So moving on, let's jump out of here and let's talk next about comedy. Now, all of these ships that are in Carnival's fleet have a comedy club on board the ship. What's really cool is they bring on pretty much a different comedian for every night of the cruise. This is a 7-night cruise. I think there were at least 6 different comedians. And you'll see this is the Punchliner Comedy Club. I don't think there's anything going on in here right now. So it's good, we can take a peek in. Not that big of a venue, but what they do is they do repeat the show about 5 times every night. Now, this is a lower audience needed show because there's about 1,500 kids on board, and you have to be over 18 to come into this show. Now, you're watching this and you're saying, hey, I like the show. I like to drink. I'll tell you, my favorite drink you can get in the Punchliner Comedy Club is called the Zany Zombie. And you can actually get that on any Carnival ship, and that is a tiki drink. Usually, you can only get the tiki drinks in the Tiki Bar, but the Zany Zombie is something you can get in the Punchliner Club. But they bring on some pretty good comedians that it's a very, 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 very adult show. So we're moving forward a bit more, just to give you some bearings as to where we are. And we're going to go to some place that a lot of people want to pretend doesn't exist on a cruise ship. I like to meet a guy named James every day. Now you might say, why does Richard like to meet a guy named James every day? Well, because I don't like going to the gym. But they do have a gym. Now most ships have the gym up very high. This does not have the gym up very high, but there are still windows to the outside. Plenty of equipment and everything like that in the gym. The gym is connected to the spa, which, let's not lie, like we said about the incessant announcements earlier, all you hear about is spa special, spa this, spa that. Now, why are you hearing that? Because with all these kids on board, the spa's not making money. Giving you a little bit of inside baseball, but that's what's really going on right now. You got all these kids on board, the spa's like, we can't make money. So there's a lot of promotions and a lot of things for the spa. And it looks like there's actually like a reunion going on in the theater right now. So we are walking into the Grand Spectrum Theater, which is the main theater, but they don't do production shows here. Even though there's nothing but pictures of production shows. This is where they do game shows. This is where they did like a life-size version of Family Feud. And it was not like these other cruise ships that are like, Friendly Feud, Friendly Feud, Family Fun. It was literally a licensed version of Family Feud, which what looked like the actual set of Family Feud. Family Feud was beautiful. Let's see if we can peek into the theater real quick, and if there's nothing going on. If there is, then we can. It looks quiet. It looks very quiet. So yeah, they use that central area as a theater, but this is also the main. This is also the main theater. So it looks like they're troubleshooting some electrical right now. So we're going to stay out of the theater because the production people are saying there's an issue with some breakers. That is not something I want to be involved with in any way, shape, or form. But I think, yeah, we've looked at deck 6, but now we've got to go up to deck 7. And the biggest resident of Deck 7, yeah, there's a couple little things on Deck 7, but the biggest resident of Deck 7 is, want to guess? Ding, 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 the casino. Now, I'm going to have a whole separate video kind of explaining the Carnival Casino a bit more and how you can sail for almost free by playing a certain amount in the casino. But Deck 7 is the home to the casino. Now, I will tell you, full disclosure, I'm not going to explain exactly how I did this in this video, but I booked this cruise the Thursday before it sailed on Sunday. I booked it the Thursday before. Inside cabin, Deck 14, as you saw already, $100 a person, plus taxes, port fees, and gratuities. And you got that $100 a person back in onboard credit. So realistically, it's like $129 a person, plus $111 in what's it called? 129 was the taxes and port fees, and 111 was the gratuities that are going. But yeah, what we've got here is we've got the casino, and we've really got no way around the casino. But the secret is, and there's the second floor of the theater. So this is the Grand Spectrum of the theater. The second floor of that traditional, per se, theater, which looks like a normal cruise ship theater. Let's see if I can peek in real quick and just show you. Yeah, this looks like a normal cruise ship theater. Nothing insane, nothing crazy. We are going to go through the casino, but like I said, the way the casino works on Carnival, a lot of the people that are on this ship right now got a great discount because they've played in the casino before. So if you have a track record with Carnival and playing in their casino, you're going to be treated very, very well. Like I said, I got on for $200 and change a person, $230 a person. We're going to take the shortest distance between 2 points, which is a straight line. We're going to walk through the casino with the camera pointed at me. So I do like to play in the casino. I do like to tell people that if you do have Carnival gift cards on your account, you can actually use those Carnival gift cards in the casino, believe it or not. So if you can buy Carnival gift cards with a discount from AARP or from different places, you can buy them at a discount, you can actually use those gift cards in the casino. Also of note, if you're on a 5-day or less sailing and you get 1,000 slot points or table points in the casino, they will give you free drinks in the casino for the rest of your sailing. Or if it's a 7-day sailing, you need 1,500 slot points. I will tell you this sailing, I have so far, it's the last night of the cruise, I have about 5,000 slot points. Now, you don't need that much. Dirty secret. Here's the dirty secret to the casino on Carnival. If it's your first Carnival cruise, let's say you've budgeted, I'm gonna make a separate video that's gonna go much more into depth here. Let's say you've budgeted $500 you want to spend in the casino over the cruise. Let's pretend $700 to make life easier. That's a 7-night cruise. You might have paid $2,000 a cabin to get on board. If you take that $700 and you play it all in one shot through a couple machines at max bet, I can guarantee you Carnival's going to send you an offer for a free cruise real soon. You know, casino players in the scheme of things are essentially prepaying for their cruise. You know, they're using their play, and Carnival doesn't really care. They don't want someone that just drops through the casino, spends $20 a night. They want someone who has what's called a high theoretical loss. Now, I don't want to go into the full logics of theoretical loss and everything like that in this video, but a high theoretical loss just means that you're playing much higher than the minimum bet, which is actually kind of the maximum bet. And if you do play to that level, your comps, your free things, you've got a bottle of wine to my table 2 or 3 nights over this cruise. I don't know how they found me. They're going to kind of be off the charts. This cruise was $100 a person. It's an inside cabin. I am on the Luminosa for $100 a person in a balcony cabin. They think they're going to make money on board. It has to do with what's called your theoretical loss, how much you could lose if you did take that bet and play for a little bit longer. So that is what is a lot more important in the casino than just going through and playing $20 a night. But you'll see this casino literally stretches the entirety of Deck 7. And you're seeing a little bit more of that Carnival Central area. This is actually the control booth for the Carnival Central area. Hey look, we're in the control booth. Yay! You can see what a good view should look like. Because you don't really have that other than from the control booth. The control booth is where your good view comes from. But people are kind of already sitting down and waiting for the show to start because, again, there is no ticketing. There is nothing like that. You just have to kind of sit and wait. And I'd say Deck 7 or Deck 8 are probably the best places to actually watch it. And we've traversed this whole deck, and we've made it to the other side of the casino. Again, remember, casino comps are based on points, but they're more based on your theoreticals, meaning what is the amount you're generally betting and for how long you're betting that amount, because they think they can get you to bet that amount for longer. And trust me, in a casino, if you play in a casino long enough, you will always lose. So do what my mama always taught me. If you're at the casino and you win, what do? You get the hell out of the casino. Now, right outside the casino, we've got, ta-da, some more gift shops. This is the logo shop specifically for the inaugural collection for the Carnival celebration. So they've even got some burrito stuff, water bottles, all kinds of stuff on the inaugural collection, official licensed shipped model. You get some clothes, and you can get all of that. We'll go down. And next we've got liquor.
Captain!
Because, wait, we're more aft. I was going to say, you can't liquor in the front and poker in the back, because poker's in the back. What? I was going to say liquor in the front and poker in the back, but no, can't do that. Liquor in the back and poker in the... Whoa. I mean, I guess. Liquor in the back and poker in the front. We are going towards the back. All right. So, back to the liquor store. Just a quick little walk around. You might be wondering what they've got. It's only one liquor I've had trouble getting in the States, and you're going to tell me you've never even seen it on this ship. Star of Bombay. There we go.
I haven't seen it on ships yet.
On ships yet.
The Carnival Dream back in 2019.
Oh, I know. Before the illness, Star of Bombay was a thing. But I have a friend who always wants to look for Star of Bombay. Yes, we poker in the front and liquor in the back. Yeah, that's it. So you've got some kind of watch sales and stuff too. And then we're going towards the, I think we're going towards the back. Yeah, we're going towards the back of the boat. So we've got another, we've got another bar up here called the Alchemy Bar. Now this is on all the Carnival ships. They kind of retrofitted the Carnival ships with the Alchemy Bar. And that is the kind of chemistry-inspired bar. Has some somewhat prettier drinks. If you do watch my drink review video, I did have a very pretty drink, and you'll see tonight in the airport bar, now we've got Latin food and drinks. Check your Hub app for details. We're gonna get out of this area real quick because too much copywritten music.
Yeah!
Yeah! All right. Oh wait. I mean, technically, we're on the celebration. It's a celebration. Good times, come on. I can only use about 4 seconds of that before YouTube gets really angry at me. So let's get out of that section. All right. So we're gonna go to the quieter part. And what we've got now is we got the steakhouse. Now I actually went to the steakhouse last night. I think this is on every Carnival ship, but it's got a much nicer layout here. This is called Fahrenheit 555. They call it Fahrenheit 555 because they sear the steaks at 555 degrees. I did have it last night. Reasonably good. And I'll tell you the best thing is, I got service very quickly. I was in and out in an hour, and that was my doing, not theirs. I could have stayed as long as I wanted, but I do appreciate to be in and out in an hour because I value efficiency amongst most of the things. So in and out an hour for me was pretty good. Now we have gotten to the back, because remember, if you know anything about cruise ships, you've got food in the front, not food in the back, entertainment in the front, well, now entertainment in the middle, and this is the second story of the main included restaurant, the Festivale restaurant, which again serves the standard Carnival menu. So the standard Carnival menu hasn't changed in 10, 12 years, I've heard. I've only been sailing Carnival for a few years, but supposedly the standard Carnival menu hasn't changed in 10, 12 years. I've not gone to the main dining room even once. I mean, if I were to break it down, the first night, the 7-night cruise, first night I went to the chef's table. Second night I went to the, I got second night. Second night I went to Emerald's, which is an a la carte. Chef's table was $99. There'll be some video on the chef's table so you can see. Second night I went to Emerald's. Third night I went to Shabang. Fourth night I went to the Italian place, which is included. So when we're talking about what's really interesting, I compared this to Virgin. I kind of want to circle back. You know, we've seen the Royal Caribbean from the entertainment side, but you know, what they've done is they've gotten away from the main dining room concept. The Asian Mexican fusion restaurant, Shabang, which we'll get to in a minute, and the Italian restaurant, the El Capitano Pizza, Capitano Italian, trying to forget the name, is an Italian restaurant. So you've essentially got 3 restaurants that you can book. They're included. There's another one we're going to go to literally right now. But you've got 3 restaurants you can book that they are included, and there's no additional charge, no additional cost. And you just do it through the app. You don't have to book it before you get on board or anything. You literally just go to the app, you say, I want to eat there, and then it says, okay, come in 10, 15 minutes. Quite amazing, actually. Quite well done, and gives you that variety, and again, is included. So, really quite a cool concept. The second night I ate at 2 places. I ate at Emerald's, and then I actually came back here to the barbecue place because they have another Guy Fieri restaurant. So we were up earlier at the Guy's Burger Bar, but they've got the Guy's Pig and Anchor Smokehouse and Brewhouse. And this is in an area of the ship. Again, we're going back to Royal Caribbean. We're talking about these different zones, these different areas called Summer Landing. And inside Summer Landing, we're going to see the Pig and Anchor Smokehouse and Brewhouse, the patio, which will probably be, we'll see that, the watering hole, which will probably be closed, the Carnival store, and the Heroes Tribute Lounge. So let's go into the Carnival store, which is the standard logo store for Carnival. And I actually, I hate to say, I like my MSC captain's hat a lot better than these captain's hats. Sorry. But you even got, remember the roller coaster from earlier? We got merchandise for the roller coaster. I think this one says I rode the roller coaster. Yeah. I conquered Bolt. The ultimate coaster at sea. Bunch of Carnival stuff. So that other store in the front was really just for the inaugural season. And you go, ooh, that's a nice jacket. A Ruby and Sapphire collection. And they do have a whole military tribute area here. So you've got a whole military tribute area of things you can get called the Heroes Tribute Lounge. But let's go ahead and let's move back a little bit more. This is actually, believe it or not, on a cruise ship, they do have a brewery. So they do make beer back here, and they do, on the first sea day and the last sea day, they do actually do tours of the brewery, and highly recommend spend a little bit amount of money and do the tour. If you do have the Cheers package, it is actually cheaper for you to do the beer tour because you already have drinks included, but you will get plenty of drinks poured on your drinking tour. You gotta trust me on that one. But this back here is the Guy's Pig and Anchor Smokehouse. And this is another included option. And this, you'll see right here, there's a bit of a line to get in, but you cannot book this on the app. You just kind of come and you can get barbecue, sit down barbecue for dinner. Nice menu, bunch of sit down different barbecue things. I came here on the second night of the cruise after I did something else, so second, third. So the fourth night, I went to the Italian place. The fifth night, I did not eat. Yes, the fifth night of the cruise, I didn't eat. Why I didn't eat is because I drank way too much. If you haven't seen that video, check out trying to drink 15 drinks in 3 hours and understand why I just passed out and didn't eat. Last night I was at the steakhouse, which is the sixth night, and tonight I will be going to Rudy's, which we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, this is the barbecue restaurant right here. And again, it's serve yourself during the day, but in the evening it actually turns into a sit-down restaurant. And you just order and the food will come to your table. And they even have live entertainment here. And this is actually really unique. They bring on different bands to play different music. So this is not like a house band that you would have on most ships. This is more of kind of a revolving, rotating music set of different people that sing country and top hits and stuff like that. And I really like this place. So take a look. All right, so you saw those clips of the band there. So yeah, that's how it is. But yeah, this is a sit down. You order your sides, you order everything. And what's really cool, I can actually show you outside. They really do actually have real smokers here. Oh yeah, not a fan of these doors. No. No. Why doesn't it open? Okay, there we go. They actually have real smokers here. And this is very similar to the design that was going on upstairs. This is where they actually smoke the meat. You can see there's some actual... Those are the smokers, right? Yeah. Are those the only ones on the ship, or there's more? Is that? Are those the only ones? There's just two? Yeah. For everything? All the barbecue goes in those two smokers? Wow. That's cool. Thank you. And you got a whole section out here. There's really... It's kind of cool because, you know, a lot of people go on a cruise and they say... I'm not one like this, but I'm just going to say, so those of you watching, you go, I want a connection to water. You have it. You have every restaurant here has an al fresco place you can go outside. If you want to eat outside, I'm a big boy. I enjoy air conditioning. But, you know, if you want to eat outside, if you want to drink outside, there are places for you to do those things outside. But again, we're talking about the back of the ship. When we were upstairs earlier, we were like, you know, all these companies have done different things with the back of their boat. Carnival kept it mostly normal, which is cool because the elevator's in the right spot, you know, the food's in the right spot. It all kind of works as it should. They did go ahead and they did add a pool here. So you do have a pool in the back. It is not an adults only pool, but it is a pool. So you do have a pool in the back. It's kind of an infinity pool that goes over the edge. As well as you have a bar that's open here during the day called the Watering Hole. That's got some hot tubs next to it. But I don't think the bar is going to be open right now. But let's go ahead and let's take a look. Yeah, so we got, I think that's just another pool. And then that is the watering hole, the little bar. That's right back there. And let's jump back inside to the picnic. Yeah, that was called the patio. And you see, I do love the design. They did a really good job with design, shipping containers and stuff like that. And there's one little detail here that I do have to show you, even though I'm kind of going backwards. Very Guy Fieri nature. I like pig butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. But even the bar, you can see off in the distance, the name of the bar is Flavor Town. Very appropriate name for a Guy Fieri themed bar. Flavor Town, and the pipes back there, the draft system is actually connected right back to the draft tanks back there. So they brew all the drink, they brew a lot of the beer on board. I actually go way more into the history of Carnival making their own beer and other people making their beer on Carnival in the video where I drank too much, so I don't want to keep that on for too long there. But right back here on the back of Deck 8, where it doesn't really seem like it should be, right by the Guy Fieri, is actually the guest services. Usually that's much more in the main lobby. It would have been back where the coffee bar is and different things like that. But, you know, this is where they decided to put guest services. Now, nowadays you can handle most of what you need to handle for guest services. You can handle on the phone yourself using the app, or you can use these little kiosks right here. I'll show you. You've got the Shore Excursions. Again, all the Shore Excursions thing is doing is it's running some iPads, and you can do the exact same thing on your phone back in the room. But you'll see you can handle a lot of your transactions. You can view your account balance and activity, make payments, manage your party, add withdraw cash, add credit cards to Carnival gift cards, or change bills on these machines. They're kind of internal ATMs to the ship. Again, I told you, you can buy gift cards from AARP or from some crypto websites at a significant discount. The casino, since the casino is such a big part of Carnival, does not, keyword again, does not charge you anything as a fee to take money out. So you just go to any slot machine, take out $100, you can cash it out right away. So if you, you have a rewards credit card and you can buy from AARP at 10%, you can literally make 12% money just going on Carnival cruises and cashing them out to the casino. Or if you have a, I didn't tell you that, but yeah, we buried it deep enough in this video. There is another restaurant that I'm actually going to tonight, and what I'm gonna do is, after I go to that restaurant, I'm gonna pull this camera back out and give you an update. It's called Rudy's Sea Grill, and I will tell you personally, I'm not one who would generally go to a seafood restaurant, but they do have lobster mac and cheese. They have a seafood bisque, which has like lobster and clam and other stuff like that. They have crab stuffed lobster. And this is Rudy's Sea Grill. I'm gonna give you a full review of it later tonight. Now, it's gonna be really hard, really hard to beat where I went for lunch today. But Rudy's Sea Grill is where I've got that actually done. But here's what's really cool. We're down on Deck 8. We're not at the Lido. We're not anywhere like that. The dining rooms are pretty packed. And what's cool is they have a whole bunch of different places you can actually eat here. And they're not crazy busy right now, but they do get crazy busier later in the day. There are 12 different kinds of sandwiches you can get. This is all included at the sandwich place, from tuna turkey, caprese, grilled ham and cheese, Reuben meatball, Cubano, croqueta sandwich, which I had, which was really good. It was like croquettes on a sandwich with Swiss cheese, and very Cuban in nature, because we are now in the Miami section of the ship. So this kind of extends pretty far, but we just entered into the Miami section of the ship, which is called 820 Biscayne. And we've got the croqueta sandwich, pan de lechon, buffalo sombrero, americano, and a carne sandwich you've got right there. And you do have drink stations all over. So I just want to grab a cup real quick. Again, after our last video, I hesitate to have any more drinks on camera here. But right next to the sandwich shop, you've actually got the pizza shop. Now, the pizza line, pretty okay right now, and you'll see they got the pizza flour. The dough is ready to go. They got margarita, pepperoni, 4 cheese, and they got 2 interesting ones. See if I can go above so you can see. I can. They've got the La Habana, which is ham, chorizo, Gouda, mozzarella, manchego, and the picadillo, which is ground beef, Sazon, Gouda, and mozzarella. Now this line, super bearable right now, but later it goes crazy, right? La Gege here. Tonight. But nice, fresh pizza. I will tell you, there's only one cruise line that has better pizza than Carnival. And it has the rights to have better pizza than Carnival. As much as you want to hate me and say it doesn't have better pizza than Carnival, you're wrong. MSC has the best pizza on any cruise ship. Why? Because it's literally run by Italians. So you really can't judge that. Hey there, past Richard, future Richard here, and I wanted to give you an update on Rudy's Sea Grill. We're right in front of it right now, and I want to let you know that I've been on 5 or so Carnival ships, and I will say this is by far the worst dining experience that I've ever had on a Carnival ship. It was a 4-course meal, took 2 hours and 20 minutes to eat, and the main course was a little weird. It was crab stuffed lobster, and it was just not much there. A lot of body parts of the lobster that you probably shouldn't be eating. It was prepared quite a bit weird. It took over half an hour to get bread. I had only finished the appetizers 1 hour and 10 minutes in, and this is the last night of the cruise. I've never had an experience like this in a restaurant, but I'm just coming to tell you that Rudy's Sea Grill might not be the place for you. Now, I do want to note that in the Facebook group for this sailing, a lot of people said that they had terrible times at the different dining venues tonight. So just so you know, they said they had terrible time with service in the main dining room and stuff like that. So there is a potential that there might have been a fire or another issue they didn't alert anybody to, and that's why the dining times were off. But both the pacing and the actual meal itself was very much off at Rudy's Sea Grill tonight. But before I let you go and turn you back to Richard of the past, I do want to show you one more thing. We did talk about the lines for pizza and stuff. I want to let you know it is now only 10 o'clock at night, and I'm going to show you the lines for pizza and the deli. Now, most of the main restaurants are still open. Take this as you will. Maybe people don't want to sit down and have dinner anywhere, but take this as you will. This is the pizza and deli line, and the deli just closed. So you can see it's very busy, and when the deli closes, the deli literally closed a minute ago. When the deli closes, the only thing that's going to increase in line quite a bit is the pizza line. And I've seen that all the way back to the guest services desk before, which is a long, long line for pizza. Right now, it is not that bad. Let me throw that back to past Richard to continue the tour on deck 8. Go ahead, Pass. Richard. Shoot. Hey, before we go back to past Richard ago, this is future Richard. You spoke future Richard a second ago. I want to let you know there was something wrong. Their computer systems went down for like an hour, so they couldn't actually run orders to the kitchen, and that's exactly what happened. I found this out about half an hour after making the last update. Still, not a great dining experience, but everyone was having it all over the ship. Happened on the last day. They couldn't send tickets, they couldn't send orders. I found that out through some interesting means, but you know, I said there had to be something wrong, so you take that as you will. Still wasn't really impressed by the food at Rudy's, so I don't think I would go back again, but overall, it was actually a technical issue. So now, future Richard is going to send you back to past Richard, because we've looked at pizza, we've done other things. So let's go ahead and continue with the Bar 820 in the Miami area of the Carnival celebration. Future Richard, past Richard, continue. Bye. Yeah, so this whole area is called 820 Biscayne. It's kind of a Miami feel, and there's a bar here called Bar 820, and it's got both an indoor bar, right here, and an outdoor bar. So let's go to the outdoor bar. Because there was a drink I had here the other day that was really, really good. So yeah, there was a drink I had here the other day that was really, really good that was called the Flamingo. Yeah, it's a miniature camera. And a Flamingo, yes. That was really good. I don't remember what was in it, but it was good. So, what's...
Flamingo.
Flamingo.
Guava, pineapple.
Guava, pineapple, and rum, right? Okay. So, you know what? It's almost like a tiki drink, but somehow they make it pink. Again, we weren't going to make this whole video about drinking stuff, but this drink was so good. What's really cool, again, you've actually got such a connection to the sea. We're outside. If you want to see the ocean, you literally have the ocean right there. You can look all the way around. Look all the way around, and you kind of see that perspective of the ocean. We're waiting for our Flamingo real quick. And we will move on from here. But even like the restaurant, the Rudy's Sea Grill, they have outdoor dining if you did want to eat outside. And I don't know who would want to eat outside this time of year? It's hundreds of degrees outside. But I guess some people would like to eat outside, so we're waiting for the flamingo. Again, I've only had 3 drinks so far today out of my allotment. But let's leave a little tip there, and hopefully in a couple seconds we'll have our nice pink flamingo drink. The other nice thing is, unlike Virgin, they will make you a frozen drink at any bar. It's very outside, it's very close, and it's very eclectic. It's very different. I mean, you're not going to get a pink drink many places, but they literally have a drink here. Every bar, other than a couple little exceptions like the main dining room, every bar has their own unique menu. The Shebang bar, the Shebang restaurant, the Italian restaurant, they all have their own drinks, their own unique and special drinks they have specifically for those bars. And I mean, I'm not going to come by the Miami section on a tour and not get a flamingo. So, a couple more seconds and we will have our flamingo. I see it being shaken, not stirred. Shaken, not stirred. A lot more bars, a lot more selection here, honestly. I think there's a lot more bars here than on Virgin with a lot different of a selection. A lot more bars here than on Royal with a lot different of a selection. I mean, unless you want a robot to make it, that's something you can only get on Royal. But we should have our nice pink drink in a second. Doesn't look as pink as last time. Oh, there we go. Thank you, sir. We've got the pink flamingo. Does it mean? Okay. These sliding glass doors drive me crazy. All right. Pretty pink. The pink flamingo. It's a good drink. Now, I was talking about some restaurants. Again, this is 820 Biscayne. Got all those things in it. But I was talking about some restaurants that are included in your cruise fare. And you can go there instead of main dining. And this is the Captain's Kitchen, the Cucina del Capitano, which is about all the Italian captains and all the Italian captains that have historically been with Carnival and all the food that they had back home and Mama's meatballs and everything like that. And that's an included restaurant. It's a specialty restaurant. It's included. You literally go in the app, you say you want to eat there that night, and guess what? They say, okay. Another cool thing we're walking through right now is actually and I'll tell you, that restaurant was pretty good. If you do get the chicken parmesan, plan to split that between 2 people because they give you like an entire chicken that's been beat down and fried, and put on mozzarella sauce and everything like that. Also, since this is a new ship, this is literally came out in 2022 ship, there is a photo gallery, but they don't physically print your photos. All the photos are done digitally. Even like the roller coaster photos and everything like that are all done digitally. So you just choose them, you can download them, you can do different things like that, but there's no photo prints. It's just randomly showing things there. Again, we are on the 8th floor, so since we're on the 8th floor, let's take a look at that Celebration Central again. And a lot of people are starting to sit around waiting for that show to start. The 7th and 8th floor are going to have the best views, but the 6th floor is where all the action is. It's a really, really weird, and just if you want to see, since we're on the 8th floor, we can look down, see some of the seating or lack thereof. Like, they have seating for, that's maybe 50 people. Down there, 75 people. It's a couple hundred people they can seat. It's a very good flamingo. Then we've also got the jewelry shops up here. These are the higher end jewelry shops up here. Again, not as high end as you'd find on some of the other cruise lines, but you've got Effie, you've got Invicta, you've got all those. I'm a personal believer that watch sales are dead because Apple won that game already. And next to that, you've got the Bonsai Sushi, which I am not a sushi fan, but they do have some cooked stuff too. This is another option. Bonsai Sushi is a la carte, so you are paying on a per dish basis. And then you've got bonsai teppanyaki, which is actually where I went for lunch. So bonsai teppanyaki, I will tell you, as of right now, and I've been on a lot of cruises. As of right now, bonsai teppanyaki on the Carnival celebration is the best specialty restaurant I've ever been to on a cruise ship. Hands down. The best specialty restaurant I've ever been in a cruise ship. It's not included, it's like $34 a person, but I had filet and lobster, which I hate to say, lobster you can't even get on a Virgin ship, and on Royal Caribbean, it's very limited. I think they only give you one on one specific night on Royal Caribbean, but I had filet and lobster. It was the best teppanyaki I've ever had. It was a great fun experience, and really good food as well. So definitely highly recommended you check out Bonsai Teppanyaki. There's 3 chefs that are all going at the same time. They're singing and everything. Here's a clip. Alright, so moving on, we've got 1 or 2 more little sections left to show you, then we'll kind of wrap everything up. But this is another look at they're literally moving people out of the sections right now. This is crazy. Like, they didn't think this through when they built this. I mean, where they built this show is the absolute worst thing about this entire ship. Or, you know, where they built the show, or the logic of the show. But we're going across, and I think we've got 1 or 2 more places to take a look at. This is the private photo gallery where they'll take pictures of you and charge you a fortune. It's run by the Image Group. Most cruise lines have taken their photographers inside house now. Even Celebrity just did it recently, but they still haven't done that. And then, just like we were talking about the Italian place, this is another restaurant which is strangely in the front of the ship, called Shebang, which is a Chinese Mexican cuisine fusion. And I'll tell you, I went to this on the 3rd night of the cruise. It's kind of hit or miss. I'll tell you, half the dishes were really good, and half the dishes were bleh. So your mileage may vary there. And I'll tell you, I'm gonna take you, last place I'm gonna take you on the ship is, because we're not going down to the kids program, I'm sorry, that's on the lower level and I don't want to be anywhere near kids. It's called the Havana Bar. And like I said, we were going to Miami section and stuff like that. This is actually the entry to a lot of stuff. This is not just a bar, this is also a whole Havana section of the ship where they have their own suites and their own cabins, and they have the Havana experience, and you need a wristband, and they have a private pool, another bar, and everything like that inside. Oh, and we're literally pointing at the floor. So they have Spanish music, and it gets really kind of crazy down here at night. And the Havana Bar has some awesome drinks and some awesome beers on draft as well. But right now, I think I'm just gonna have some water. And you see, this is a section back here. That's all. And a setup, you do need a wristband, or you need to be in a specific suite area to have access to that section, but not to this bar. But if you were to come here at 10, 11 o'clock at night, this is filled with every Hispanic person on the ship. They actually have a legit Hispanic band. They have done a really excellent job sourcing bands for this ship. I'll source some information there. Here, just to show you, we're going into the secret wristband only section. I know, I'm gonna get thrown out of here so quickly. It literally says Havana experience, wristbands required beyond this point. Going beyond the point. Yeah, so that is kind of the private area for just the people that book this specific experience. It's on the other end of the wall, and it's just a couple cabins. It's a different experience, different design in the room, and things like that. Overall, nothing too crazy. But I think that's the ship. Yeah, that is the Carnival celebration, which I really call the Carnival Scarlet Celebration Oasis of the Walmart Seas. Now, let's go over why I call it that and why I'm going to give it an award that I didn't think I was going to give it. Now, let's just go in this nice, quiet hallway right here with no copyrighted music playing. Oh, look, there's a whole Havana section. I'm surprised there's not like loud Havana music playing right here, which is kind of cool. It's got a lot of really edgy elements on this ship from Virgin, and it's got a lot of the family elements from the Oasis class. And they've got the included specialty dining. You know, they included not specialty because specialty's got to be done in a smaller kind of area. But they've got that included shebang, the included capitano, and realistically, this is about a third of the price to a quarter of the price that you would pay to get on something from Virgin, or at least half the price of what you pay to get on from Royal. And I will tell you, overall, it's been an excellent experience. Yes, you have to spend a little bit of money once you're on board to get that same quality experience, but you can literally go on this ship and be just as happy if you were to be on the Royal Caribbean ship or if you were to be on the Virgin ship for spending less than half the amount of money. I know that's a strange and strong statement to make, but I stand by that. Carnival knows how to run a ship. They know how to run a big ship. They know how to get people in. They know how to get people out. They're very efficient at what they do. Virgin has no clue how to do that. Carnival has kind of taken the Virgin, the Royal Caribbean, mixed it together. Now, why do I say Walmart? Because it's value. Great value. Always low prices. And look, let's not lie. If you've been on Carnival before, there's quite a few number of people of Walmart walking around. But I wanted to show you this, and I didn't want it to be clickbait, because I really think it's true that the Carnival Celebration is the best value ship in the world right now. And probably, I'm going to go out on a limb and probably say the best ship in the world right now, because it really gets everything right. You know, except for elevators and crazy safety announcements you get once a cruise, and the refrigerator not being cold. But those are not huge issues. Every ship has huge issues. I think they've really knocked it out of the park with this one. If you've got any questions, leave it down in the comments below. This is just water. This is Richard from No Pants Profits with my review of the Carnival Celebration, reminding you that when you wear no pants, the only thing you have left to lose is your shirt. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Comments, concerns, anything like that. Got a question for me? Happy to answer it. This is Richard saying, hope you enjoyed this review, and remember, there's going to be a 361-2. Have a great one. Bye.